doing? Well, so in today's video, I will just be talking about a few things you shouldn't say to a blind person or thinking about, how to approach a blind person. This video will help. Let's get into it. Can you see this? Can you see this? How many fingers am I holding up? I hate getting this, and still I do. It's so weird. People just think that my blindness is some sort of like game show where like, oh, can you see this? Or can you see this? And like, how many fingers am I holding up? Mini story time. In sixth grade, I was eating lunch with one of my best friends, and this guy in my class was like, "Hey Lena, let's play a game." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, what's up?" Then he was saying, "Oh, how many fingers am I holding up?" And I'm like, "Really?" Like from that point onward, like I knew him for about 4 to 5 years. And then I kind of like chased my girlfriend. I'm like, "Hey girl." And then she's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I'm like, "This guy, he wants to like test if I can see." And she's like, "Really?" Then I was like, "Yeah, can you just tell him how many fingers he's holding up?" And then he was like, "Yo, how many fingers am I holding up?" And she said four. Then I said four. Then he was like, "Yo, Lena can see." So definitely don't say that to a blind person because it isn't the best way to go about asking a blind person what they can see. Instead, you can ask something along the lines of, "Oh, if you don't mind me asking, what can you see?" I know for me, because not every blind person can just see darkness. Everybody is different. For me, it's just completely pitch black, dark. Number two, what happened to you? Again, very aggressive. Instead, you can ask, "Hey, if you don't mind me asking, how did you lose your vision or how did you become blind?" Because if you say, "What happened to you?" it's like, "What's wrong with you?" And that's such a inappropriate way to approach someone who's blind because we're not, we have nothing wrong with us. Like we're completely fine. But it's just that we don't have vision. Number three, just asking questions about you to another person. I know there was this one time I believe, shopping at some jewelry store. I think it was Pandora. And the lady was saying, "Oh, how old is she?" And I was saying, "I'm 13." Then she's like, "Does she like silver or gold?" And I'm like, "I like silver." So if you have any questions, ask the person directly. You shouldn't be asking their friend, their parent, or whoever they might be with, because you're not the person who has the lived experience of having that disability. It's funny because sometimes my mom and I, when we're just out and about, people will come ask, "Oh, what's wrong with your daughter? Is she better?" And I was just thinking, like, really, can't you just ask me? Because it's not my mom, it's me who's been blind for 14 years. And, it doesn't seem right because you're going to be thinking, well, shouldn't they ask the real, authentic lived experience of someone instead of just asking their mom? I don't know. It just doesn't seem the right way to ask. And if you have any questions about, approaching someone, you shouldn't just be like grabbing their cane when someone blind comes up behind you, because then they're going to be like, "Oh, wow, where do I go?" So you should ask. If you see just a blind person out and about and you want to help them, you can just ask, "Oh, hey, do you need any help?" And if they say yes, then set a guide where it's basically, for those who don't know, you take your elbow and you like hold it out to them, and the blind person will grab onto your elbow with your hand. Just don't be like, oh, just pushing them in the street, because that's not helpful. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for new content. And if you have any questions or comments,